Hi, it's Steve here, and I'm at the Bristol Sound and Vision Show 2018. I'm joined by Ed, who's behind the camera today, and we'll be taking a look at what's on show at this year's event. Now, based upon previous experience, I expect it to be a lot more hi-fi than AV, so more sound than vision, but we'll have a look around, we'll see what we can see, and we'll come back to you with some of the interesting things that we find as we go from the top down to the bottom at the Marriott Hotel in Bristol. Our first stop was AV, where we asked Tyrone at Optoma to tell us about their new UHZ65 laser projector.
So the UHZ65 is our first laser projector for the home cinema market. It's basically very similar to the UHD65, which is obviously the award winner, but it has a laser phosphor engine, which essentially gives you much better colour, much better contrast. It's looking at 2 million to 1 contrast ratio rather than 1.2, and added to that, obviously, you get better colour. What's the word I'm looking for? Gamma. You've got a rect 80% of DCI P3 rather than rect 7 and 9, which is what you get on the UHD65.
Now, it uses a Texas Instrument 4K DLP chip. Can you explain how that works?
Okay, so basically it does deliver 8.3 million pixels on screen, but it's not actually a true 4K projector. However, having said that, I said the Consumer Electronics Association in America certified it as a 4K projector, and anyone in the room that would say when they look at the image, it's actually really, really good quality. It's almost indistinguishable from any 4K projector that's out there from another manufacturer, shall we say.
Now, obviously this uses a laser light source, which is obviously different from a bulb. What are the advantages of using a laser light source? Okay,
two main advantages. Obviously, one is lamp life. We call it it's lampless technology. So the light is, well, the laser is certified for 20,000 hours light use, if you like, but actually if you turn it down, it can even go even more. The other benefit, as I mentioned, is it's a contrast. You get much better colour saturation. In fact, we're using a projector today with the lights not completely on, but dimmed, and you're getting a very good quality image. But I'm very confident to say this is like a 120-inch TV today.
What other projectors do you have in the lineup?
So you have the UHD65, which I mentioned is the award winner, and that's probably our best-selling projector at the moment. And then below that, you have the UHD60. So the UHD65 has frame interpolation, has RGB color wheel. The UHD60 has RGB CYM color wheel, and it doesn't have frame interpolation. So that's more of a, if you like, a gaming projector or entertainment projector. So you sit there in the living room. Obviously, it's white for that reason. The UHD65 is black, and obviously we aim that for the home cinema market, and obviously someone that really wants their best possible image quality that it gives you, that's why it's 2,200 lumens. It's not quite as bright, but it's very good. The UHD-Z65 is 3,000 lumens because obviously it has a laser engine, and that's why you get the improved colour saturation. But obviously you can turn that down to 50% if you wanted to, if you want to watch it in a complete blackout environment and still get the colour.
Obviously Bristol is a big show with loads of hotel rooms on multiple floors. They're often very crowded and quite dark as well, so we apologise for not being able to cover everyone. However, we did get a look at the Wilson Benish stand, where their Circle 25 turntable was getting plenty of attention. They also had their impressive geometry range of speakers on show. Another turntable that saw Ed at the front row for the demo was the Technics SP10, which, when fully specified with the plinth, as it is here, becomes the SL1000, yours for a mere £14,000. We then asked Walter Schofield from Emotiva to tell us all about their new RMC1 cinema processor.
Well, the RMC1 is a fully discrete 16-channel preamp processor capable of 9.1.6. As you know, there's very few processors capable of that right now. Also, we're utilizing a particular analog devices chip that isn't widely available to the audio-video market. As a matter of fact, Emotiva is the only company worked to co-develop it for audio-video purposes with analog devices, called the Griffin Light chip. And the Griffin Light chip has processing capability of 17-18 gigaflops, which really enhances the steering capability. It's the only processor I'm aware of that does a great handoff between loudspeakers. The processor also will be relatively inexpensive. In the U.S. market, approximately $5,000, competing with processors that cost 2, 3, 4 times as much.
So in terms of formats, what will it support?
DTSX, Atmos, pretty much any format that's out there. as well as it's modular, so any formats that come out in the future will be able to adapt to quite easily.
And in terms of availability and pricing, when will it be available and how much is it going to cost?
We believe we'll be shipping in late April or sometime in May. Of course, it'll start to trickle out into the market at that point, ramp up into full production in the following month or two. And it's 5,500 pounds here in the UK.
Whilst at the same stand, we took the opportunity to ask Gary Jacobian from SVS what was so special about their new 4000 series subwoofers.
Well, last year around this time, you may recall our 16 Ultra subwoofers, which we also launched in Bristol. They were our technology statement, and they actually, the PB16 Ultra actually last year won the ISO award, the only subwoofer to win that award. Really, really proud of that. So the 4000 series represents our best attempt to replicate that level of technology at a more affordable price point. And I'm super proud of what we did. It features a refined version of our 13.5-inch glass fiber driver with a motor that weighs more than 50 pounds, so phenomenally capable driver. But a driver is always potential, it's not reality. What makes that driver a reality, or the subwoofer a reality, is this phenomenal new amplifier platform that we launched with 16 Ultra and now have in a slightly less powered version in the 4000 series. It's 1,200 watts of peak power, of continuous power, more than 4,000 watts of peak power. So one of the most powerful amplifiers ever in a consumer subwoofer. It is a digital amplifier, which you would expect in a subwoofer, but with fully discrete MOSFET outputs. So gobs and gobs of current for real world performance. It rises to any demand. We also use analog devices, DSP. You don't see that in subwoofers, you see that in full range products. So a high level of sophistication of the DSP. We're able to really take control of the room. And we also have the industry's first Bluetooth connected smartphone control app, so you can configure every aspect of the subwoofer's performance right from your phone.
At the Acoustic Energy stand, we had the world premiere of their new 300 series range of premium loudspeakers, and they certainly sounded impressive. Finally, at the Dali stand, they were showing their brand new Callisto Bluetooth speakers, which come in both bookshelf and floor-standing models, along with their matching sound hub from which you connect devices and control the Callisto speakers. So as the first day of the Bristol Sound and Vision show draws to a close, what conclusions can I draw from this particular year's event? Well, first of all, not much in the way of vision. If you're an AV fan, you're going to be a bit disappointed this year. Literally, the only real AV products I managed to see at the show were Optoma's new UHZ65 laser projector and Emotiva's quite impressive, I have to say, 16-channel processor, along with some quite impressive subs from SVS and REL. Otherwise, though, really, there was little in the way of vision or AV products you could look at. But on the hi-fi side, a really successful show. A lot more products than I was expecting, including some new stuff from Neat, from Acoustic Energy, from PMC and from Dali, which looked really impressive. I've got to say, it really is becoming a hi-fi show rather than an AV show. And I've got to say, one thing that did occur to me this year is that after mentioning in previous years that attendance appeared to be down, this year it was absolutely packed. And today's the press day on a Friday, so God knows how busy it's going to be tomorrow on a Saturday. So I've got to say, at least in terms of the number of manufacturers here, the level of products here, and the amount of people that were here, I think it's been an enormously successful show. And I personally was extremely impressed. My only obvious gripe is that as an AV fan, there wasn't much in the way of AV, but I do think the Bristol show is definitely, it's growing, it's strong, it's still here, and it's good to see it in such good form and so healthy as we go into 2018. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, then please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.